Hello. So it's right at the beginning of February, so we're still technically in winter, but the bees are definitely waking up and are quite active. We can see, not just in the last bees that have come in, here's some pollen arriving. Yeah. So the first flowers of spring are around and the bees are pretty active. Today's job is to replace the candy because they've finished with that, because although they're bringing in pollen and nectar, the nights are still very cold, sometimes freezing. The days get up nice and warm to about 15 degrees, but we can easily have a change of weather and have a cold snap that lasts for several weeks and would put in danger the bees. Because obviously if there's brood there, they need to keep that at a nice constant temperature of about 30 degrees inside, so that takes up lots of energy. So it's a bit early to go without candy, but beginning of spring we also need to think about the vawa and everything else. We're going to do a bit of spring cleaning. I'm going to clean the baseboards today. So in fact I've set up next to it a clean baseboard. I'm going to lift off the core, put it over to the clean board, then clean the dirty one, and then swap them back, and then I can put on the candy and leave them be for a bit. So anyway, you can follow along if you like. I've got the stand here. I've already given them a bit of a smoke, but I'll give them a bit more because this first hive, they're reasonably fusty, if I remember well. So I'm actually going to lift up the grate, make it easier for the smoke to go in. Okay, leave it down there. Let's obviously make sure that the clips are undone. Unstick here, make sure it comes off nice and neatly, and then it's a bit of a lifting job. So there'll be a bit of confusion for a while. But so what you can see here is a bit of leaf. That's a bit strange. It must have been due to when we put them in. There's quite a lot of moisture here. That's quite normal from condensation, the difference between the warmth of the bees and all the poop. They don't like, they're not able to clean it all off, so we're going to clean all that up and then swap them back. So these little bees here, we'll just shake them off. And hopefully they find their way over there. So just got the burner handy and a scraper. It's not too bad actually, but you know, as bees really don't like humidity, we want to make sure everything's good. And there's lots of little bumps of propolis, and that makes it hard to slip in a test for the vawa. We've got a sticky white sheet here which I'm going to put on. Sticky, it's just a bit of odorless animal fat which we'll use, and then tomorrow I'll take that off and do a bit of a vawa count, so checking how many of those little pests there are. a bit of wood's not very it's a bit rotten on this side actually, and even on this one too. Well, I was going to swap this one back, but in fact what I'll do is get that repaired or replaced and bring that back. So I was going to swap it over, but in fact I won't. I'll leave mine on, but I'll still need to use this as a bit of a dummy for the other one. You can also see maybe that they like to propolis up the holes. That's often if they're being attacked by ants. The ants might get in through the bottom there. So we do have quite a lot of ants here in spring, so we'll just scrape that out. The fact that those air vents were quite glued up can also mean that, you know, the aeration of the hive isn't strong enough. So the blowtorch helps to sanitize everything, kill off any other bugs, viruses, bacteria, eggs from wax moth. Hopefully the bottom of the hive is not also a little bit well, look, that one's all nice and cleaned up. So my original plan was that I was going to pop that back on place and move the hive over. As I said, this one's a little bit rotten now, so better to replace it now than cause a problem later. So I'm actually just going to reclip this one and put him back in the place where he was. Should be saying she. Unclip. Well, it should start at least. Gently move that across. Good to do this, obviously, when the hive is reasonably light, especially doing it on my own. That looks all good. Bit off center. Okay, second part we can replace the candy. So got the smoker ready. And yeah, as you can see, they've been pretty hungry. That is empty, empty, empty. And as you might also even be able to see, they've even constructed a little bit of wax inside there. Don't come out, girls. I'll give you a good smack there. Keep them in. There's a little bit of honey around, so I'm actually going to flip the plastic, because in spring when there are ants about, we don't want them deciding that this is a good place to come and eat. So we'll just nice. But I can see the bees are on all sides there. Here's the new one going on. Frame back on. Keeping everything in place. We'll pop the lid back on straight away before we do the clips. Make sure we're not letting out any more heat than necessary. Insulation, and well, they were very well behaved, and they definitely look like they're doing okay in there. So the other thing I said that we need to do was test for varroa. So I've got this white sheet, which sheet of plastic, which has a little bit of odorless animal fat spread on it. So the idea is that we slip it in the entrance, and tomorrow I'll pull it out to see what the natural drop rate of varroa is. It'd be lovely not to find any, but considering that is so rare, I won't hold first help. So there we go. I've got a whole bunch of bees behind me waiting to get in. How funny. Okay, one down, one to go. I'll stop the video there just so it's not too long, but same job for the second one. Third hive, remember, is dead, but it felt very heavy when I lifted it off the frame there, so they haven't stolen all the honey. I will check that out as well.